Next moment after the word line, I pressed Kaguri's head, stopped ringing the phone. Had stopped ringing the world. The phone stopped ringing. Okay. The world changed. I don't know why I said having an issue reading that. I didn't see what the world meant. Fuck. That's not good. I was inside a deep black darkness. There's no sound, then no temperature. Just a darkness, cold and silent. No one was here. I didn't even know if I was awake or asleep. There were nothing but a vague sense of presence. Nothingness. Nothingness spread out to infinity. Huh? What was I doing? Wasn't I...
ちょっと岡部、いつまでもそんなところで寝てると風邪ひくわよ。
Welcome back to the Alpha World Line. How's it going? I turned toward the voice. Standing there next to the open curtain to the development room was...
何よ。
How's it going?
なんだ、クリス、いたのか。
Promised reminiscence thingy.
いたのかとはずいぶんご挨拶だな。さっきからずっとここにいたじゃない。
そうだったか。
そうよ。昨日も一昨日もずっとここにいたわよ。
It did seem that way, come to think of it. My head seemed like it was full of fuzz. But I wasn't sleepy or tired or anything like that. My mind was very awake, but something was missing, something important.
そういえば、ダルヤン・マユリはどうした？
あんた、本当に大丈夫？
Everyone's dead,
何
it's
か
just
不具合でも
us.
あったんじゃない？
どういう意味だ？
橋田もまゆりも。ほら、そこにいるじゃない。
Okay, this is a dream.
え？
僕のこの大きすぎる存在感を見落としてるなんてどうかしてるぜ、オカリン。
You know, Dara, you look a lot better in this world than the other one, not gonna lie. Oh, that's alright. Dara and Mayuri were always here, weren't they? No, it wasn't just them.
今日な、元気がないにゃ。フェイリスの萌え萌えチャームで元気を取り戻すんだにゃ。
God, I forgot that she actually looks a lot better without the fucking hat on.
京馬さん、僕にできることがあったら何でも言ってくださいね。
Ferris and Lukaku, too. And...
岡部倫太郎のためにその辺の食べられそうな草で私が特別ジュース作ってあげるよ。
God, Susan is still really different.
私もいるよ、岡部くん。
Susan and Moeka. All the lab men were in the lab where like they always were. That's right. This was my daily life. That's how I spent every day.
ふむ。全員いるようだな。
What the fuck is this? Hey Ferris, how's it going?
では、ただいまより第65,536回目の円卓会議を行う。
God, I've missed
お前た
this.
ち、
まったく、いつも暑苦しいわね。
お前こそいい加減そのすましフェイスはやめるんだな、常習。
だから私はあんたの助手になった覚えはないと言ったろうが。
オカリンとクリスちゃんはいつも仲良しだね。
イチャイチャしやがってリア充爆発しろ。
ちょっと橋田、私がいつこいつとイチャイチャしたって言うのよ。
仲がいいほど喧嘩するって言うにゃ。
羨ましいです。
漆原ルカも一緒にイチャイチャすればいいじゃん。
ダメです。僕に
イチャイチャ
ねえお前たちいつまで無駄話をしている。さっさと会議を始めるぞ。
で今日の議題は何なんだ？
そんなものは決まっている。今日の議題は
One.
議題は
岡部？
Something was wrong.
オカリン
No. Everything seemed the same, but
どうしたんオカリン？
that's right, it was cold.
今日も
No, everything's fine. Go back. I didn't feel it.
京馬さん。
No emotions.
岡部倫太郎
No warmth.
岡部。
I feel a lot of warmth from here. Everyone was here. But it was cold and dark. Cold. Cold.
岡部くん。
Cold.
岡部倫太郎
It was so cold that I felt like the marrow in my bones was going to
京
freeze.
馬さん。
Like my bones were made of ice.
今日も
Like all the blood in my body had been replaced with
オ
mercury.
カリン。
It was cold. It felt like I was going to freeze at any moment. What is
オ
this?
カリン
Where was this place? Where was I?
岡部。
I. Hey. Finally got a world line. And I think we're in the future. Where was I? What was I doing? I tried to speak, but the words didn't come out. It looked like I was lying on a bed, and a very hard one at that. I slowly looked around. It wasn't the lab, it wasn't my room. The room was old and gloomy. Of course, I'd never seen it before. What was I doing here? There was terrible pain in my head, like someone had jammed an electrode into my brain. I tried to raise my hand as I lay there, but it was too heavy. It was like all the joints in my body had frozen. It took all my strength to slowly sit up. Each time I moved a little, my muscles screamed in pain and ran through my whole body. After a few minutes, several minutes, I finally succeeded in sitting on the edge of the bed and looked down. I realized I was wearing a white gown like hospital patients wear. There was some kind of equipment on my head, and the cables coming out of it were connected to a strange machine. What happened to me? Just a moment ago, I was... That's right, Kaguri. Kurisu's memories had been downloaded into Kaguri's head. We tried to erase them by overwriting them with Kaguri's own memories. And then... That's right, I remembered now. The world line had shifted right after that. What had happened then? I tried to remember, but it was like my mind was filled with fog. For now, I need to figure out where I was. I took off the headgear and got out of bed. And collapsed. It didn't make sense. Was I just dizzy after all that was going on in my head? I tried to stand up again. And I couldn't get up my strength to my legs. I kept standing up and falling over, and in the end I was only able to get up by grabbing the side of the bed. How could standing on my own 2 feet be so exhausting? Was I sick with some terrible disease? And then maybe I'd been in bed several days. I somehow managed to drag my weak legs to the door. It was bizarrely heavy, or maybe it seemed that way to me. It only opened after I put my full weight on it. Why is there so much hallway? The door was locked, but it seemed to be the kind that could be opened from the inside. I walked down the dark hallway, leaning against the wall for support. At the end of the hall were stairs. My nemesis. I clung to the railing and slowly walked up them. At the end of the stairs, I found the hatch. Using the full strength of my back, I just barely able to get it open. I was inside an old building. I walked down the crumbling hallway, still clueless as to what was going on, and finally found the door to the outside. Exhausted, I staggered outside, and I saw... mounds of shattered rubble.
なんだこれ
Rows of destroyed, abandoned buildings. Exposed, twisted steel girders. At first, I thought it was a movie set. Oh, there's a nice satellite there. I hope you'd hang on to that. But it was far too realistic for that. The walls, the windows, and ceilings, everything was destroyed. Little bits of rubble covered the ground. There were cracks in the asphalt on the road, making it impossible to walk straight. And it wasn't directly in front of me. I spun around a full 360 degrees and saw the same scene everywhere. I smelled oil. I smelled something burning. I looked up at the sky. It was dark and gloomy. I thought it might just be cloudy, but something else seemed to be going on. I could see the hazy outline of the sun beyond the dark curtain that covered the sky. A violent pain in my throat made me cough. I quickly covered my mouth with my sleeve of my gown. My eye stung. I tried once more to calm down and see if I could remember what happened, but no luck. All I knew was that there had to have been a world line shift when I had deleted Carisu's memories from inside Kagari. The memories held by Amadeus Carisu, and the memories implanted in Kagari. Maybe when whoever owned them changed, that is, whoever held Carisu's time machine theory, the world line changed with it. And this was another altered world line, which meant that I was seeing I saw what looked like an ash-covered stick poking out at the ground in the corner of my eyes. I went over there. It was sticking out of the rubble, and the tip of it split into 5 smaller branches. It was a hand. Oh. It was a human hand that had been scorched pitch black. I'm gonna go, somewhere else. A terrible feeling came rising out of my stomach. Suddenly I thought I saw something move. Someone was there. Where? I listened carefully to try and pick them out. The other side of that big building. I could hear some kind of sound from over there. Was someone there? If there was, maybe they could tell me what the hell was going on. Trying my best not to make any sound, I peeked through the walls of the crumbling building. And they were all right. There were people there, lots of them. But they weren't people anymore. They were just human-shaped wads of meat, piled up into a mountain. And on top of the mountain was a pack of dogs. Something long and slick was hanging out of the dogs' mouths. Intestines. They were eating them. They were eating the bodies. The stench was horrible. The sound of the flies was overwhelming. It was like something out of hell. Oi, scatter, dogs. My gaze met the vacant eyes of one of the bodies. One of its eyes fell shut. The black insects crawled out of the empty eye socket. Ah! That's when I fucking stopped vomiting. I'd be too busy vomiting to scream, honestly. I ran away. I ran as fast as I could, stumbling forward on failing legs. Somewhere. Was there somewhere around here that was sane? No. But no matter how far I went, it was the same. Mounds of rubble. Rows of abandoned buildings. All I could see were the dead. There were no living humans. And then I found it. There were rows of huge buildings, which all looked as if they were about to fall over. The roads were full of cracks. There was a warped underpass sticking out of the ground. A few rows of iron and railroad ties. I knew it. I knew this place. It was only a shadow of its former self, but I knew it. This was Akihabara, which meant... It's in pristine condition. Where was Mayuri? Where was Daro? Where was Ferris? Where's Yuki? What about Suzuha or Lukaku? What happened to Maho and Kagari? Just as I ran toward the lab to find out. I heard footsteps behind me. Rough footsteps stomping over the rubble more than one side. They got louder and louder, and soon I saw them coming towards me from between the crumbling buildings. There were 3 of them. They each had assault rifles in their hands. No harm. I'm cool, guys. I got nothing on me. I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't have any weapons on me, though. When they saw me, they all pointed their guns at me. I'm clean, dude. I'm clean. There was so much I wanted to ask them. There were things I wanted to know. This is when you gotta make sure you know that you're not a threat. But the only thing that came to me was that I need to get away. Don't make any sudden movements. I'm just here. I'm just wandering around, buddies. I'm on my deathbed anyway. I'm just seeing the sights and remembering the old days. Let me go, man. But even as I tried to run, my body refused to listen. They must have sensed that I was about to flee because one of them yelled. Holes appeared in the concrete at my feet. They'd shot at me. They really shot at me. They'd shot at me with real guns. If it had been just a little closer, they would have hit me. I was too scared to stay, and the men got closer, still holding the guns. Run. You have to run. But it was like my body belonged to someone else that wasn't listening to me. You run, you die. That's just the way right here. The men kept getting closer, and then there was another sharp sound. One of the men collapsed to the side. He hit his head on the rubble and stopped moving. The other two waved their guns around, clearly confused as to what just happened. Something dragged me to the ground. Suza? And then more gunshots. The two of them fell backwards, still holding their weapons at almost the exact same time. They died, right in front of me. Someone had died. I could do nothing more than just sit there and watch as a silhouette moved in front of me. I looked up. The person I saw was... It's gotta be Suza. Yeah. Suza. Thanks, Suza.
お前。
何を生っちょろいこと言ってるんだ、お前。
It was a colder voice than I'd ever heard.
お前。鈴葉だよな。
Her iron mask and expression suddenly changed to surprise. But that was only for a moment. A second later, the fierceness had returned. Yeah, because she's gonna be thinking you're some kind of spy or something.
お前、何者だ?
Did she really not know?
俺のこと知らないのか?
Did the change in the world line mean that Suza and I had never met? Well, you hadn't met yet.
岡部倫太郎だ.
The expression on her face changed again.
岡部倫太郎? そんなバカな。
Two pairs of icy footsteps sounded in the
こっち
darkness.
だ。
After I'd given my name, Suza had stared at me suspiciously for a moment. Then she'd made some kind of call and told me to come with her. She made me wear a blindfold almost the entire time, though. So I had no idea which way I'd gone or where I was.
止まれ。
I did as she said. When I heard the knock, I finally realized we were in the front of a door. Fuck you, Doru.
バッキュンキュン。
Evidently, that was the password. I could only think of one man who'd choose such a stupid password. I heard the darkness of a heavily locked door opening, and at last I saw a dimly lit room in the darkness. The room was piled high with what looked like mechanical junk. Rows of instruments lined the walls. The man was sitting in front of them, looking straight at me.
よかった。
Damn,
やっと
Daru.
目を覚ましたんだな、オカリン。
You're cutting weight. I guess that's what happens when they don't have instant cup noodles. Who was this guy? How did he know my name? He must have been in his mid-40s. He was a big, broad-shouldered man with a stubby face. And there was sharp but gentle light in his eyes. I felt like I'd seen him before.
あなたは。やだな。
Fuck.
僕のこと忘れたん？そりゃいくらなんでも冷たいぜ、オカリン。
Yeah, that's what happens when you cut a lot of weight, buddy. Good lord, your head looks so odd on your neck. Jesus, it looks tiny. The way he talked and that voice. There's only one person it could be, and I'd totally fucking rip into him just because it's the first time I've seen him in a while. But that was.
まさか誰か
The man's face broke into a broad
よ
smile.
かった覚えててくれててっきり忘れられたのかと思ったのだぜ
ダル本当にダルなのか
こんなナイスガイ僕以外にいるわけないじゃんな鈴葉
せめてもうちょっと痩せてくれれば認めなくもないけど
そう言うなってこれでも若い頃に比べれば
You
随
did.
分と痩せたんだぜ
Good on you. You've cut the shit out of that weight. Indeed, and the Daro in front of me was a bit slimmer than the Daro I knew. A bit.
というか父さん少し言葉遣いおかしくない
僕も久々にこういう話し方したよでもオカリンはこの方が話しやすいだろうと思ってさ
The more pressing the issue was his age. He was clearly a middle-aged man. The youngest I could possibly imagine him be was his early 40s. He looks like he's aged a fuck ton. And then I saw a shelf in the corner. I saw a man I didn't know reflected in the glass. There was another man like him in his 40s. He's staring at me with a gloomy, sunken face. I slowly raised my right hand, and the man raised his left as if copying me.
ダル一つ教えてくれ
何でもどうぞ
今は何年だ
Daru's smile quickly became something more serious as he answered me.
2036年世界は戦乱の真っ只中だ
Daru gave me all the details.
それじゃあ本当に今は2036年なのか
そういうこと
It seemed unbelievable. But Daru's appearance, and more than anything, my own, made it undeniable. 2036. Susan had said that the World War III would start sometime in the next 10 years. 5.7 billion people would die, and the population in Tokyo would drop to a tenth of what it once was. And after that, the Third World War itself would end. The chaos would continue, and even in Japan, no, everywhere around the world, battles continued. What was that I'd just seen?
だがどうして俺はそのことを何も覚えていないんだ
All my memories were of 2011. I have no memories of the past 25 years. My last memory was of erasing Karisu's memories from Kaguri's head.
それに俺は2025年に死ぬと鈴葉から聞かされていたどうして生きているんだ
それは私も聞きたい父さん
Susan chimed in.
私たちはみんなオカリンおじさんは10年前に死んだって聞かされてきたんだ
Susan leaned over him.
父さんこれはどういうこと
落ち着け鈴葉ちゃんと説明するから
But Daru looked at me as if remembering the old times, and then resumed his explanation.
オカリンは2011年の1月半ばまでの記憶しかないってことで OK?
ああ2011年の1月に世界線が変動したそれ以降のことは覚えていない
I've gotten 25 years older without realizing it. The fact was starting to eat away at me.
やっぱ体の方に少し問題があるのか、それとも混乱してるのか。今のオカリンの頭の中には2011年の1月末までの記憶がなきゃいけないんだけど。
末？どうして1月末なんだ？
マホタンがオカリンの記憶をデータとして保存したのが2011年1月末のことだからさ。
Here, Joe, save my memories.
アマデウスの研究の役に立ちたいから記憶サンプルを取ってくれってオカリンからマホタンに頼んだらしいじゃん。
俺がアマデウスの？
And then I realized something incredible.
ということは、もしかして今の？
そう、お察しの通り、今のオカリンの脳内にある記憶はその時の2011年にデータ化された記憶なんだ。
What? Chichicha's memories inside my head.
ちょっと待って父さん、話が全く見えない。
Yeah, that's what I'm more
そもそも
interested in.
どうしてオカリンおじさんが生きてるの？
Like, it's nice I have memories and all, but how am I alive?
おじさんは2025年に死んだって言ってただろ？
I was readily repeated that.
死んだよ、事実上はね。
事実上？
タイムマシン開発競争はその頃がピークだったんだ。各国のいろんな機関がマキセ・クリスが残した論文と彼女の記憶を欲していた。
You can't just say for all intents and purposes and just be like, oh, then they didn't use you anymore. Like, that doesn't count. That's not dying. When I say dying, I mean actual dying.
でもその時点でマキセ・クリスの遺産は全部ストラト4の手に渡ってたんだよね。た
Stratford.
だ連中をもってしても論文の中身を確かめることはどうしてもできなかった。ちなみにそのロックを開発したのは2010年の僕。そこでストラト4はマキセ・クリスをよく知る人物を捕まえて情報を聞き出そうとしたんだ。
それが俺か。
連中はオカリンの記憶からマキセ・クリスについての情報を取り出すためにあらゆる手を使ったらしい。僕たちが助け出した時にはオカリンの精神はボロボロだった。まともに生きるための能力さえ失ってた。
Then how am I still fucking alive?
回復する見込みのない死んだのとほぼ変わらない状態だったんだ。
それじゃあ肉体は生きていたってこと？
そういうこと。これはオカリン自身の入れ知恵でもあった。オカリンは自分が狙われてることに危機感を覚えてたからね。
でもせめて私にくらいは教えてくれてもよかったはずだ。
敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うだろ。
No, you don't have to. That's not... Okay.
そんな。
Suzaha seemed a little depressed. I wouldn't say Suzaha's a friend. I'd say she's more your daughter, but yeah, sure, just lie to her. It must have come as a shock that her dad didn't trust her.
そんな顔するな、鈴葉。このことを知ってたのはワルキューレの中でもごく限られた一部の人間だけだ。
Yeah, and I'd be pissed if I wasn't one of the ones to know. I knew the name Valkyrie. Suzaha talked about it a lot in 2010. It was the name of Daru's and Suzaha's resistance organization. What's a resistance? An armed group of irregular fighters who oppose a government, or the members of that group. The difference between a resistance fighter and a terrorist is a very slim one. Well, it really just depends on whose side you're on. If you're against the group, they're a terrorist. If you're for them, hey, they're just resistance, right?
話を続けよう。オカリンは心を破壊されたせいで生きるための能力を失っていた。放っておいたら肉体さえ死んでしまう状態だった。そこで事実を知る一部の人間の手によってこことは別の施設でずっと面倒を見てきたんだ。
From 2025 to 2036, 11 years without letting anyone find out. You need nutrients to keep your body alive. And since I was in a bed the whole time, my joints would have stiffened up, and friction against the bed would have caused my skin to split open. Somehow, someone had watched over me the whole time to keep that from happening. Well, yeah, your muscles would be literally all gone. The muscular dystrophy would be unreal. You wouldn't be able to get up.
もしかしてマユリが
マユシだけじゃない。
And walk
フェイ
that
リスタ
much.
ンやルカシ、それにマホタンもだ。
They were alive. Mayuri, Ferris, and Lukaku. R.I.P. Yuki. Even in the terrifying word, they were all still alive, still looking after me. They had been for years.
なあ誰どうして俺は
Having Ferris take care of me, that's
今
fine.
になって目を覚ましたんだろうか
My memories had been digitized in 2011. If they had known those memories existed, they could have been downloaded them into me a lot earlier, right?
それは単純な話さ。オカリンの記憶データはつい最近までどこにあるかわからなかったんだよね。つうか、オカリンとマキセ・クリスの記憶データはストラト4がずっと保管してたんだけど、
Oh, well, probably to analyze it.
その保管場所がずっとわからなかったわけ。見つけたのは半月前。どこにあったと思う？驚くぜ。
The lab.
どこだ
東大元暮らし。大学だよ、僕たちの。
Really?
まさか東京電機大学か
You didn't check the areas first?
その地下に連中の支部があったんだよ。つっても今はほとんど廃墟になってるけどな。
Well, shit. No. Okay, you know that professor, that Iza guy? Yeah, I guarantee you he's a bad dude. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.